2016. 4 years. Are you still with White Man?
No, not with White Man.
When did you leave White Man?
Technically, a couple of months ago. Technically. Mentally, 2 years ago. There was still a part of my mind that was hoping that I'd prove myself. Don't ever do that. Yeah.
Prove yourself what? How? Why do you?
First off, there's so many things that come into play as far as I'm concerned. There's the default your girl, which automatically means that the one woman position you're occupying is based on the diversity thinking, where you're the token black person in an all-white cast. And it seems fun at first until you realize that that's literally all you are. And having to continuously prove yourself is draining. I don't think anybody should go through that. Having to doubt your self-worth because you're doing shit and it's not getting out there is draining. Having to hold back from saying things. Having to try to be diplomatic because you don't want to offend people that obviously have no issues with hurting you. Because I was hurt. I was hurt on a very personal level. My music is not business for me. It just happens to be a career path. My music is everything I am. And to be unable to release music for a while, it took a part of my soul. I found it so hard to listen to music. I got triggered by music. Music became a trigger point for me. Music didn't feel like a safe space anymore. And that's literally all I've had all my life, because you're living with depression and you have an outlet. Sometimes that's the only thing that keeps you sane. That's the only thing that keeps you alive. And it feels like that was taken from me without explanation. Because patriarchy FC. Because as far as I'm concerned, it was that way because I'm a woman. And female artists literally had to prove themselves continuously to even get half as far as the average male artist. I mean, if you get into a setting and men are trying to get other men's attention, just a couple of babatwali and you're good to go. But if you're a woman, you have to prove that you can dress. You have to prove that you can actually sing. You have to prove that you're worthy of a position that men occupy by default. And continuously having to prove yourself is draining. And I don't ever want to be in that position again. And I just think it's unfair. Like, I recorded with 2 albums, and I was told to record them and they were never released. I need explanations. If you need an explanation, I need an apology. Please let me know why the fuck you did that. Because I literally came to Lagos because of I trusted my life into the hands of this label, and you can't come into my life telling me this is a family and then Nigerian families are dysfunctional, so it is a family. So yeah.
Which lady actually?
I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal all the details of the contract because of the legal whatever. But I was signed for a couple of years.
How many years?
5. And I only released projects for 2 years. So imagine being signed to a label and you're recording and trying to get your shit out there. Another artist comes and they do shit for them and you're like, okay, everybody deserves a seat at the table. Another one comes, everybody deserves a seat at the table. Another one, then another one, and you're like, hi, hello, I'm over here, look at me. Nah. It's messed up.
From co-signed artists on the label, how's the relationship?
Oh, I'm good with them. I'm good with everybody. I'm actually good with Alameda too. I just had an explanation. One apology. Or something. Like, just say something, because I don't think you do that to people. I don't live life from a capitalist mindset. I don't see, and I understand that people see things differently, but even if you're not going to do something anymore, I think you should at least explain so that somebody doesn't sit in their house crying for 2 years, bruh. 2 fucking years. Literally sit in my house depressed and crying, and got addicted to a lot of shit because I was trying to get my shit together. These are things I don't necessarily have issues with talking about, because I know a lot of people that battle with addiction. I know a lot of people that battle with a lot of shit. And as much as people try to bury things and pretend as if the elephant in the room is non-existent, we all know it's there. And I'm not going to live my life being quiet and doing all that. Well, people say talk. I need you all to talk. Fucking say shit. Whatever you say, as long as you're talking about me, I'm good with it.
Some labels will give you a house, they'll give you a car, they'll give you all of those. Those years you were signed to them, was any of that provided?
For the first couple of years, I stayed with the Lidl. And then in 2018, they got me my place, and it felt like, oh, now that you got me a place, we might at least do something. But they got me my place, and I was just there. So it almost felt like that was all I was entitled to. It almost felt like all I deserved was sitting in the house and recording my shit and listening to it myself. I was on the YBNL Mafia album. I need to talk about that shit because it hurt her. And they put my face on the wall. I know that considering the way the society is set up, people do not consider that to be a big deal. It's a big deal to me, because if you put men on the cover of something and on that same cover you frame my already beautiful ass picture and put the frame on a wall, and there's nothing you can tell me. That's outright misogyny and the person should disrespect me. What the fuck is that? So yeah, that hurt me. That fucked in my head for a while, because it just made me realize how they see me. The thing is, people are so socialized to think of women as less that it really doesn't bother people when they do something as ridiculous as putting your face on the wall when people are actually standing and holding guns. What stopped me from holding a gun in the album cover? Duh. So yeah, born with a vagina, you have to work twice as hard, basically. They provided a place. They did provide a couple of things, but I still do not believe that that was what I needed. Thank you for the house. Thank you for the money. I just wanted my music out there. I could have gotten my house myself if you had pushed the music at least. And just felt like I had to continuously ask. I hate asking for shit. And I was in that position for years. And there's just something, I feel like there's a level of restraint that you experience that once you come out of it, nobody can tell you you're making except death. And I got way past that level, because I mean, what the fuck does anybody else do? They need to jail. So yeah, I was outed by InstaFuck and the billionaire talkative. I was outed, but that did not have anything to do with it because I was already leaving. And at that point, I wasn't certain if they were homophobic or not. There's somebody there, though, that was outrightly misogynistic and homophobic. And he'd tell me things like, nígbà tí àwa wà ń kékeré àti ìbéèrè consent a máa ń gbọ́ pátá. You know yourself. Anyways, yeah, I don't know if they were comfortable with my sexuality. That could have been communicated. I don't have issues with people being uncomfortable with me. I don't have people having issues with working with me. I just need you to communicate so that I can know when to leave. Because I was a 19-year-old that came to Lagos from Ilori. Ilori is as small as Ikeja, only Ikeja. And I'm coming from there to a place where I know somebody who was like, I've got you, we're doing this to you, and I'm like, yay, I'm gonna be on my best behavior. So this opportunity doesn't pass me by. So I'm telling myself that I'm going to be the best female artist you've ever signed or you signed, so that you can sign other female artists. Because I don't believe in this one woman position shit. People are still doing in 2020. These are first female artists. We have one female. Nigga, everybody's a fucking artist. No such thing as a fucking female artist. It's assigning people based on their gender. The world is moving forward. Why the fuck are we still stuck in this archaic bullshit? Anyways, I don't know if it was because of my sexuality, because nobody outrightly said it to me except the nigga that said that. And he was like, and there's something you're doing. You know, people try to shame you over things you're not ashamed of. Deal with it. Fucking deal with it. Come and meet me in my house. Okay, so the emotions that went into the album. The songs I've been writing over time. My songs used to be very sad when I was sad. I mean, it's still sad. But I got in touch with a couple of